All right, it's 50,000. We'll get all that. We gotta make a big deal. I've got she's the queen of my double wide trailer. That's what's in my head. So we're here at Maple Hill, right?
Hill Cemetery.
Today we're just kind of Maple Hill Cemetery in Huntsville, Alabama. And today's just a very off the cuff, not a lot. We've been here multiple times. So I thought out of all the things, out of all the things I've done, I'm gonna come back and redo them in this one cemetery because it has buried in a rocking chair. It has Project Paperclip, Nazi scientist, and a dead children's playground on the backside of the cemetery. So, yeah, like for 50,000, this is the one. It has technically all three things that I kind of cover, except for like a famous dead person. So,
and it's a beautiful fall morning.
Yeah, it is beautiful. Yeah, by the way, Miss Backroads, she's here for the 50,000 special. I'm trying to figure out where we go first. I don't really want to think too much. I feel like we're just going to walk and talk and just see how this video ends up. If this is your first time, you want to grab the other GoPro. If this is your first time here, welcome. I hope you enjoy the video. If you do, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, doing all those things. And if this isn't your first time here, hey, welcome back. I hope you enjoy the video. We've got all the merch, the liquid IV. We've got the member section. Can't thank you guys enough. And yeah, I guess we'll start. Miss Backroads is gonna have trouble keeping up with me today with my ADD stuff. So I think we're gonna start in this section of the cemetery before we go do the Nazis and then the playground and all that. This is the historic side. Like as an Alabamian, it's kind of neat. Like the very tall spire you see off, that was a former governor. And this guy, Clement Clay, he wrote the Constitution. And then this guy was the first Chief Justice. Because our capital's in Montgomery now, but when it first started, it was here in Huntsville. And then it migrated its way down there. It went through Tuscaloosa and Old Cahaba, which is another spot. That'd be a cool historical spot for us to go look at. There's still some stuff there from that. But I'm gonna walk over. I wanna see what the governor's thing looks like. And as we walk, I think just whatever comes up for me to talk about with the podcast. We also have one of those. I didn't plug that either. It's something to listen to. We haven't got the video and all that stuff set up, but if that's something you're into and you got extra time, we'd love to have you listen, get your input. It's a Sportshub is the name of it, and I'll put it down in the description if you want to find it. So yeah, it's right here is actually this is the Meridian one. So right here is the line they used, this line, to survey North Alabama.
Oh.
Like this spot is how we got all of that. Like how northern Alabama was surveyed whenever they did that in 1807.
Oh, so he must be somewhere else in here.
Yeah, but yeah. See, that's why I say this is very off the cuff.
And what we have learned during our time of filming is sometimes I have to jump in and help find graves, and that's kind of been a fun part of the channel. It's almost like a Easter egg out here when we're out looking for the graves together, and that's what makes the adventure fun.
I never would have thought in a million years this would have been the thing that we do together on Sundays, but here we are. It's actually not that bad. It's real quiet. The neighbors don't cause a lot of fuss when you're out here.
And we get beautiful views like this. All the leaves falling. It's really pretty.
It's a good time of year to be in this profession, I guess. Always try to keep things in perspective. Like the 50,000 stuff, it still blows my mind that's even a thing. And that I get to go out here and do this stuff and show you guys what I think is cool. Like I think that's how I've had to learn to do the channel, is not what I feel like will move the needle, but just do what I do, then you don't really get stressed out whether a video works or not, because I had fun going and doing the video. So when I go to these places, that's why I go. I go for me first, and then you guys second, because I know if you like what I'm into, then maybe you'll like what video I show. So Reuben Chapman was the 13th governor. Somewhere. Right there. That's him. That guy. And it says he was the CSA envoy to France, which would have been the Confederate States, something or another. Hey, there's a person over there.
Yeah, I just saw a person.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's another thing sometimes you run into. Like, we're out here, it's Sunday. If I come during the week, it's just me and the dead people. But on weekends, it gets a little, everybody comes to visit and pay respects and do all that stuff. So if we can find, did we walk past? I was gonna go to the actual buried in the rocking chair.
Oh, it's straight ahead right here.
Yeah, it's right over here. So yeah, that was the first thing we came over here to do. And then as you walk around, you just get sidetracked and all that stuff. I think I did this video about this time last year.
No, I think it was sooner than that. I've never been to this cemetery before. A lot of times Jason travels by himself during the week. So this is a new cemetery to me, and I didn't expect it to be as big as it is. I've watched the video of Buried in a Rocking Chair, but I didn't realize the cemetery was this big. And it's very historical. I've been fascinated with the cemeteries in big cities, but then you've got a large cemetery just right in the middle. When we went to Selma, that was another neat cemetery I enjoyed.
Yeah, Selma was fun. And which we may have went down there for that one, like for this Halloween 50,000 type special. So this, what you see here, this is the Buried in a Rocking Chair. Her story, let's see if we can get around. Her story, right?
Kind of hard to see.
Yeah, it's hard to see. I think you can see it through the GoPro, like through the names. It's rubbed off a lot, but her story is she died after the wedding. And I've read two different things where either, you know, back then to try to be pure and white, they would take arsenic, which would like flush their skin. And then the other one I read is like the helper of the house, whatever she was called, was gave her medicine by accident. So you know how we saw the line thing? Remember how we saw this thing on that thing? This is the guy that did it.
Oh, it's the surveyor general right here.
Yeah, he's the guy that did the actual surveying. So if you got crooked property in Alabama, that's the guy you blame right there.
Well, and there's these neat tree stumps, or we don't know if there was damage up here from a storm, but Jason said this wasn't here when he came to do Buried in a Rocking Chair.
Which I've been here for the Nazi graves, the rocking chair, and me and Mark came and did the Dead Children's Playground.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't remember, maybe they were working on these when I was here, but I don't fully remember seeing this. And so what I want you guys to do is to explain, like, I get the two pillars, and it looks like there's urns with a cross, and then I don't know if that's rope.
It almost looks like roses, though. Like,
It
if
does
you look
kinda
at
look like
this
roses,
side,
you're right.
it looks like roses.
Yeah. So roses,
I say,
are we crown of thorns in? Is that what?
I don't know. It's very interesting, but there was a lot of effort put into this.
And there's another one that's
Across
the way, but that's where the homeless lady's at, I think. I hope she's not homeless, but
I think there's just
homeless.
somebody taking a break right
But,
now by a tree.
I'll go over and I'll take a picture and throw it in right here so you can see it. But it's like Lemonade out of lemons, huh? I think these things are unique too. Like the stands over the graves. I think that's a unique piece for a cemetery. Because it has their name and stuff on top, but it's so weathered now. It looks like it says 18 something. But yeah, there's the stump. It's more like a tree stump, but a stump nonetheless. It's all the way around. See what we got. Well, it's cool. It's really neat. This side of the cemetery here is my favorite, just for the history and the historical stuff, and just this to me is what a cemetery looks like. Like if I looked it up in the Encyclopedia Britannica, that's what it would be. This is your spooky, classic, old school cemetery. Not, the other side where the Nazis are, that's more new school. It's flat and it still has some character, but not like this.
It has the classic. I mean, it has the fence along the outside of it, all the way around it. We've been to some cemeteries where it's just like, it's the smallest cemetery I've ever been to. The one was it in Arkansas?
Glenn Campbell's?
Glenn Campbell's cemetery.
Yeah, Glenn Campbell was small.
That was a very small cemetery.
Yeah, and so some inside baseball on that. Like that footage was not even from Dallas. That was some old footage from Tennessee that I used to dub over the Glenn Campbell stuff, like the talking part before we visit the grave at the end. Sometimes I have to do that. If there's not a lot to work with, I just have to make it up.
And sometimes you just have to roll with the punches. Like, thankfully today it's a gorgeous day, but we've had days where we've had to carry extra shoes and carry bags to put our shoes in because it's so muddy, or just equipment malfunctions, just random stuff. You just kind of wing it when you get here. But doing this for almost 2 years now, and I've been minimal in it, we've learned a lot, just like what to prepare for, how to plan. Because when we're traveling to the cemeteries, we have to make sure we allot enough time to video once we get here. So it's been a fun process. It's been a learning opportunity, and we're so thankful for all of you that support us in this journey. It's definitely, we never would have thought this is what we'd be doing together, but it's a fun journey, and we really appreciate y'all supporting us to get to each place that we go to.
See, I couldn't say that. I couldn't do that. That sounds too good. I would be like, That's why, there's a lot of edits in the videos. Sometimes I just get caught rambling, and so I have to just quit, cut, and then start back over. So if you notice hard cuts, that's what I'm doing. That's what's happening.
And usually I'm behind the camera, but I'm gonna try to join in some more. And we love the feedback that you give because it motivates us to get out to see the locations. And the randomness that we come upon together is what's always so fun. I think the Allman Brothers, that cemetery, that was a really neat Sunday morning together, just exploring that cemetery. And it was around this time last year. The fall time is the best.
Yeah, as the leaves are changing and everything else. I guess. So we've saw that. We'll get in the Toyota. It's still not a sponsor yet. Come on, Toyota, get with it. We'll get in the Toyota. We'll drive over to the other side where the Paperclip scientists are. And then we'll finish over at the Dead Children's Playground because it's more fluff than all the ghost stuff is. But it's not really a playground in a cemetery, but it's close enough where I guess you could say it counts. So, yeah.
And I've never seen it, so.
And so we're gonna go do that. So let's go. I'll drive you around the cemetery. Come on. All right, here we go. Cars and drive. So what you're gonna see, I'm gonna do, I should put the GoPro on the car, but I'm not because I'm irresponsible like that. So I'm gonna do this, and you're gonna pretend that you're on a GoPro mount, right?
We do have a mount for that, though.
Yeah, we do have a mount. It's just, the battery gets hot, and I don't feel like dealing with changing it. One thing you will know when you come out here is this part of the cemetery, the roads are real tight, and behind us also, I'll flip it around, that's the Confederate cemetery spot. Every southern cemetery's got one of those. You also have to walk out for the people walking. That's, other than me during the week, these are normally the only people that you see. I think this is a top 10 cemetery. I know I was saying the one in Memphis that I just went to with Lorenz and Wright. Now that one was neat, but I don't know if it's top 10. I feel like this one is, just because of the like the different variations of the cemetery. As far as this side that we just left from is the historic, really older part, the original part of the cemetery. And now you can see we're coming up to the newer section.
Those people are from Virginia.
Virginia. There's a lot of people that travel. I haven't found a grave here that I would travel to, but if you're in town, there's a bunch of historic graves here. So I'm gonna pull down, we'll go down a couple more notches. And a couple more turns, and then we'll go try to find us some Project Paperclip scientists, some Nazis. So now that we've left the lady buried in a rocking chair, now we come to a different era in Huntsville history, I guess you could say, and go visit Nazi scientists from Project Paperclip. Now, most of these guys worked on the V2 rocket with von Braun, and most of them were part of his select group that he chose to come over. Like when that happened, when the U.S. brought Nazis willingly on American soil, it was like, I guess either we get them or the Russians or Italy or whoever or Britain. So why not us? So with all that baggage out of the way, these guys came over here and put some rockets together and supposedly put us on the moon, right? So the first guy, actually, the thing I did notice is how loud it is with the birds today.
They are singing.
They're feeling it today. It's a beautiful day. So if you hear a lot of that, that's what's up with that. But I thought the first guy we'd come see, there's a whole line or a whole row or a collection of them like right here in this one section. I think there's over 50 in the cemetery that were part of Project Paperclip. That might be a little bit of, I'm kind of pulling these numbers out from a long time ago, but somewhere around in that 40 to 50 range. And it's pretty obvious when you look at their names. You're like, oh yeah, hands down, definitely a German scientist there. Like you're going to get, right here, like that's Hans Hütte. Like I just love saying that name. It's my favorite. Hans Hütte. Hans. He has a quote from Martin Luther, the actual Martin Luther. It's unwein. I'm not even going to try that. I probably could get through it, but I'm not going to get it. And then you got, like, here's Kroll, right? So there's one. And then Hulsinger, there's one right there. I'm pretty sure that is, don't know how to say that.
The birds are so loud in this tree.
Carl Ryelman, I think. I don't want to say the wrong name and accuse them of being a Nazi. That's almost an insult. So we'll go with the ones that, I think this Marask, from what I remember, I almost tore my ankle up there. That Marask, I think, which is ironically buried next to a World War II vet. And then Danningberg, this dude, he's a real piece of crap, honestly. Like he was there the day they first tested the V2 rockets. Oh, Conrad was his name. And so yeah, we brought him over. Like, just forget about all those war crimes, no big deal. So yeah, this is there's a good bit of Project Paperclip scientists buried in this area. And there's more as you go, like, I'm pretty sure that's one, I'm not for sure, but yeah. We're headed back to the car to go to the Dead Children's Playground. And I'm not used to having to have two people in the shot.
I know. Or dodging limbs.
Or
that's another thing too.
Yeah, something to get used to is having two people in frame. Which that's a whole other thing, learning how to try to do videos and trying to make like videos not shaky and make the audio sound good. That's a whole other thing I've had to learn. And I still don't know a lot. I just know just enough to be dangerous.
I just know the birds in these magnolia trees are so loud. They haven't been like this anywhere else in the cemetery.
Yeah, it's just this one spot.
This one spot.
Well, let's go get in the car and then we'll drive around and look at the, did you turn it off? Let's get in the car. We'll look at that one little nice spot and then we'll head over to the playground and then call her a day. All right, so we're here. Let me walk over. I still find it weird, even today, even like where I'm at, I still have trouble like walking over where people are doing stuff because I feel like a tool holding a camera. I just feel, I don't know, I don't want to get in there.
Yeah, there's checking out the playground down here.
Yeah, there's actual kids in the playground, so,
yeah.
You know, we'll just give it a minute and then we'll go down there and just like get in their way if we have to. So I'm gonna make a cut right here and then we'll see you down there. Well, that's cool. So the family that was leaving, when we pulled in, the swing was swinging, so I just assumed that it was something they did, but they said they didn't. It's this one. Like all three of these are moving, kinda, just more through the wind now, but that one was going.
Yeah,
like,
it was moving a lot.
It was swinging like somebody was legit swinging on that thing.
It's really neat down here.
Yeah, so this is it. Like there's where we parked that up there, and then it's down here in the ditch, and the cemetery is just right on the other side of the car. But I wish we could see it move again. I wish I could get it on camera. That's one of those situations, like I swear I saw that. Like, and I thought they did it, but they didn't do it. So while we wait, I'm gonna go ahead and do the outro part and say thanks for watching. We really do appreciate it. The 50,000 is awesome. Like we're over that now, which is cool. We're on our way to 75 or 100 or whatever other number we want to set. And so I thought today just would be a good, like, we'll just go out, we'll look at some stuff, we'll talk a little bit, look at, just maybe see a ghost. And we almost did, like legit.
Talk about the journey that's got us here, because it's a lot of fun getting to go out and do this.
It's a lot of fun, but it's also like the hardest, best thing I think I've ever done. As far as most satisfaction, sometimes you put a lot of work into a video and you put it out and then you just got to sit there and nobody watches it. That's tough when you have to do that. But then sometimes you just put a video out thinking that it's not going to do anything because you're down in the dumps and you're like, whatever. And then those are the videos that get the hundreds of thousands of views. And it's like, I don't even know what, how to even make the viral videos. Somebody else is pulling in now.
Well,
so yeah,
all the comments too. That's
and the comments are appreciated. We really do appreciate it. I want you guys just put some more comments down in the comments, and the next time I'm out and about, I'll answer those. And I want to wait and see if this swing starts back. I hope it does, because then I'll record it. But if not, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you back next week for just a regular old video.
And
what?
You never know what you'll find on the back roads.
She beat me to it. I'll see you guys next time.